All right, it is April. I'm here on our upstate New York farm. We're here this weekend doing some deer chores, and I'm standing here in the clover food plot. And I really think the staple of any food plot program on a property is clover, perennial clover. We love Frigid Forage Trophy Clover. That's what this plot is in. That clover plot will hold deer year round. Will feed deer year round. It serves as a hunting plot, the first half of the season. Obviously late season, maybe not as attractive as some of the other plantings, but then it picks up again first thing in the spring and feeds those deer from March all the way through December sometimes. So this plot is a really important one, and we have to make sure we get it right. So we established this using my favorite way to establish a clover plot. That is in a first year plot. This was a grass field last summer. We tilled it up. We planted Frigid Forage, Big, and Beasty, which is a brassica blend, and Trophy Clover at the same time in August. And I like to do that because that Big and Beasty will attract deer, feed deer through the fall, and then that clover is going to establish its roots underneath that Big and Beasty. The Big and Beasty is going to act as a nurse crop for the Trophy Clover. It's going to cover it. Then the Big and Beasty isn't going to come back in the spring, but the clover will have established itself. It establishes its roots and then starts to come up really strong in the spring. And that's what you can see here. The second part of this method is frost seeding. So as you can see, there's a couple spots in here that are a little bit bare. The clover didn't come up great, mostly because this field was wet. It's been raining the last year, so we have some wet spots. The clover is a little bit flooded out. But we can come in the spring and frost seed those spots and fill everything in. We've done that. We can see little clover seedlings coming up. Frost seeded about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So in another month, when the temps get up, this field dries out a little bit, we're going to fertilize it today with some potash, and this should be a lush clover plot. That should be, the staple of this property for years to come. We'll mow it maybe once or twice a year, maybe spray it with a grass selective herbicide. I don't see a ton of grass coming up in here, and this is the best way, in my opinion, to establish a clover plot. Clover, especially perennial clovers, are slow to establish. They work on the root systems first, and then when they establish the roots, they put the tonnage up above ground to feed deer. This plot is about to do that. You can see it's lush. We have a good population here. We just need a little bit of dry weather and a little bit of heat. This will explode and feed deer for years to come.